and welcome back to Cop Noise TV. Liverpool are good again. Hey! Yes, it's been a great week for the Reds. We've actually won, not one, 2 games of football. Can you believe it? After the, what I dare say, the last 4 to 6 weeks, couple of months we've had. It's been a tough gig. Been a Liverpool fan, but Arne Slot kind of gone back to his tried and tested from last year, if you like. Pretty much same team, apart from a couple of changes with the goalkeeper and the striker, MCILIV and Etihad. But apart from that, he went back with his tried and tested, and his tried and tested came good. We had a great result against Villa. I've heard a lot of people say about the performance against Villa, we wasn't all that. We were lucky, but we give up a lot of chances. Villa hit the post in the first 5-6 minutes, something like that. But I think other than that, I can't really remember Villa having that many decent opportunities, if I'm honest. So I think people have been a little bit harsh there. It's more kind of like the pundits and stuff like that, and the journalists that I've heard on the radio and on some of the media broadcasts. But from what I can see and from what I watched, Liverpool played alright given where they've come from, which gave us great momentum going into the Real Madrid game. And I've got to say, it's pretty much a flawless performance against Real Madrid. And to come away from a Champions League night against Real Madrid, who had all their big hitters out, like you're talking everybody, even the likes of Rodrigo can't even get in that team. He was on the bench, he came on. So Madrid was at full strength, pretty much. And yeah, Liverpool were fantastic. I think other than the save that MCILIV made from Jude Bellingham, I think was it in the second half, I think? He had first half, sorry, he had little to do. He saved it near post with his feet. But apart from that, Liverpool was awesome. Liverpool was amazing, in fact. Changed the tactics a little bit. They pressed, but they sat in a bit of a mid-low block, which I think worked amazing. You know, Liverpool didn't consume so much energy kind of rallying around, just chasing lost causes. They were tactical in their press. They knew when to sit back, they knew when to go. And I thought Dominic Szoboszlai epitomised that in abundance. He was amazing. And yeah, that result alone has put us in great stead, great momentum going in to what is going to be another tough game this weekend against Man City at the Etihad. Now, City are in good form. They're currently sat second in the table. They're a point in front of Liverpool. Both teams coming off Champions League games, both teams coming off good wins in the Champions League. City, albeit pretty much cruised to a home win against Borussia Dortmund. And City have won 5 of the last 6 in the Premier League. And albeit, quite funnily, City's opponent that they lost to was a team that we beat last weekend in Aston Villa. So I think this is going to be an absolutely great game. City are pretty much full strength. I think the only injury news that I'm aware of is that Rodri, I think, potentially could be out for this one. He's obviously a massive miss for City, is Rodri. He's a huge miss. However, I do think that injury has taken a lot out of him, has taken a lot out of his career, his ability, his mobilisation on the pitch, because since he's been back from the injury, he's not been the Rodri that we know. He's not been the best player in the world, the Ballon d'Or winner, Rodri. I don't think so personally. I don't know what you guys think of that, but as I say, he's obviously been missed. But City have got great players. They've got strength in depth. However, City are not as well equipped as what they used to be. Now, if you remember, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, something like that, City had 2 unbelievable players for every single position. And I don't see that in this City team anymore. I haven't seen that for a couple of years now. And I think that showed last season when they struggled. I think they went on maybe a 6-7 game losing streak, something like that. Someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but yeah, for whatever reasons, City don't have the strength in depth anymore. They're bringing, they've got a lot of young players coming through. So you've got Rico Lewis and Nico Riley coming through, quality players, but they're not to the standards, I don't think, that City had been, maybe, the treble winning side, if you like. So with that being said, I don't fear this City team, I really don't. And look, the standout player for Man City right now is Erling Haaland, and I've been quite critical of Haaland. Not, I'll say quite good. I've had my opinions on Haaland over the last probably 4 or 5 years. I think that he is a goal scorer. I didn't see what else he brought to the team, but City played to his strengths. City played where you were playing the bit of the 18-yard box, Erling Haaland, and we'll get you the ball to put in the back of the net, and that's what City did. I feel like Haaland's adapted his game now. I really do. I've watched some of the highlights of City over the last few weeks because he's been in absolute ridiculous form. I think he's 13 goals in 10 Premier League games. It's unbelievable. He's potentially, I think, is he on course to get into the 100 club this season? It's just fantastic. The guy's an absolute beast of a player, unbelievable. But yeah, as I was saying, I think he's adapted his game a little bit now. He's dropping off more, he's linking play more. You saw that in some of the goals they got against Bournemouth, where he's coming deep, he's popping it off, and then he's going. And the goal that he scored in the first half, I think it was, where he got the header put through, I can't remember who it was, it might have been Shirky, headed it through to him, and as soon as he gets one-on-one with the goalkeeper, you know that ball is ending up in the back of the net. And I feel like this is where Liverpool have been good in previous years with Erling Haaland, because Haaland scored against Liverpool, yes, but I wouldn't say that he's performed to the standards which he is at the moment. And this is going to be key for Liverpool. Now, I saw the Bournemouth highlights last week, and Bournemouth played into City's hands, because what does Erling Haaland want more than anything? Spacing behind to run into, because you saw it against Bournemouth, you saw it in the goal against Arsenal, where again he dropped short into his own half, popped it off, spun the defender, and he's on the march, bearing down on goal. That's what he wants, because you ain't catching him, and even if you've got a quick defender, he's that big, he's that strong, that he can hold you off on his way to goal. He's no problem with that. And I think the key to success here for Liverpool, and I'm going to go into Liverpool a little bit more, but is if they play a similar system to what they played against Real Madrid, where they've got that mid to low block. Don't allow Erling Haaland space in behind, because if you allow Erling Haaland space in behind, that's where he's going to punish you. Right, let's move on to Liverpool. So yeah, at the moment, it's good. The vibe is good around Anfield, the feeling is good, we've got that winning feeling back. The crowd, the crowd who go to Anfield are behind the manager, which is what we needed, because losing, I think it was 6 out of 7 games, there was an online frenzy about Arne Slot. There was, he's under pressure, he's this, he's that, is he good enough? He inherited Klopp's team, so therefore it was easy to win the league. And let's have it right. Did he inherit a good team? Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt, Jurgen Klopp put Liverpool in good stead. But Jurgen Klopp couldn't win the league, or didn't win the league, with that team. But Arne Slot did. So, for me personally, and I think with a lot of especially as a crowd inside Anfield, and the majority of people, obviously the wider kind of Liverpool support and network, if you like, are still behind Arne Slot, and that was great to see when in the last 2 games that Anfield are singing his name from the start, letting him know we are behind you. The majority of us Reds are behind you 100%, Arne, and he's got credit in the bank with us, and he brought us number 20, he brought us that Premier League. So I don't think there should be no more talk about Arne Slot from now on, in my opinion. In terms of the game at the weekend now, as I alluded to when I was speaking about City, I think for me, the key to success here for Liverpool, I think is 2 things. I think one is consistency. Now I'm sure, and people will have their opinion on this and let me know in the comments below, but I'm sure this team have got it in them, and I say the team, I mean the 11 that start, I think they've got it in them to go again. I think we do. And for me, I'll get into the starting lineup, but for me, I think the personnel pretty much has the core of that team that played against Villa and Real Madrid. It needs to stay the same. There's momentum in the team now, so Alan Slot would be crazy, in my opinion, to kind of break that up. The team are feeling good. They're in a feel-good factor around the club at the moment. So therefore, keep that going. Push the players, send them to the well again, and the way Liverpool, I think, can beat Real Madrid is beat Man City is by playing similar to how they played against Real Madrid. That mid to low block, because we know Man City are going to like to keep possession. Not as much as what they've done before. I think we've seen recently in terms of how Erling Haaland's changed his style of play, that City will go a little bit more direct, but ultimately City will want to dictate the play because it's Pep Guardiola. That's what he likes to do. That's what he likes his players to do. He likes to dictate the play. So for me, Liverpool need to be aware of that, similar to how Real Madrid are, because they like to dictate the play. And Liverpool played a great game the other night against Madrid. They let Madrid have the ball around the back and the kind of defensive midfield line. You know, Jude Bellingham was dropping in, he was popping passes off backwards and sideways, but that's fine. You're not going to hurt us by doing that. And when it came time to press, Liverpool did that, and Conor Bradley and Andy Robertson were amazing at getting into the wingers, not giving them an inch of room. And I think it's going to be a similar game, very, very similar against City. I think City they're going to want to dictate the play. They're going to want to get Jeremy Doku against Conor Bradley, because I have no doubt that City will do very similar to what Madrid did. I think they will see our full-backs as a weakness, because at the end of the day, one of our core strengths when the team is playing well is our centre-back pairing. Virgil van Dijk and Konate are, when they're on the day, one of the best centre-back pairing in Europe, without a shadow of a doubt. Now look, we haven't seen that so much this season, but I feel that they're getting something back to their best. Konate had an unbelievable game against Madrid, and you know, we were joking in the stands like around me and my dad, saying that he's putting himself in the shop window for Madrid. But by the by, he had a great game, and I feel as though the key to City's success, or they will feel that the key to their success, is by getting wide, getting Andy Robertson, trying to get at Conor Bradley, Doku, and maybe whether it's Phil Foden on the other side remains to be seen. But I think that's where City will want to get Liverpool. And that's fine, that's absolutely fine, because I have no problems at all. I've got faith in Conor Bradley. He's coming off an unbelievable game against Vinicius Junior, where he literally had him in his pocket the whole game. And I'm not even exaggerating there. So for me, if Liverpool play a similar system to how they played against Real Madrid, that is the key to their success. Now, let's get into the starting 11 that I think Arne Slot should play against Man City. So going into this weekend, for me, Liverpool have got to basically go again. And in my opinion, there's one place up for grabs here, so let's get into it. You're having Mamardashvili in goal, because I've not seen the Slot's press conference yet. He's not done it, but I believe that he won't rush Alisson back. I think he will take his time, and Alisson potentially will look to come back after the international break. So you've got Mamardashvili in goal, Conor Bradley at right back, Ibou Konate, Virgil van Dijk, left back Andy Robertson. The guy's been immense since he's come back. Milos Kerkez has had a tough time since he's been at Liverpool. He has, and I think this will do him a world of good, because Liverpool fans want to get behind him, and Liverpool fans will get behind him. But I think he just needs taken out the firing line. He needs to study that position, because Andy Robertson has done that now for 7-8 years. He knows that position. He knows how to play that position better than arguably anybody in the league. And I don't think I'm exaggerating there. So Milos Kerkez, I think, sits this one out again, and I think Andy Robertson goes again, because he's in great form at the moment, and for me, that's his shirt. Kerkez has now got to try and win that back off Andy Robertson. In the midfield, pretty much picks itself for me. Again, you're going Gravenberch, McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai. You can't drop any of these three. Ryan Gravenberch is critical to everything that Liverpool do. He is. He's one of the first names on the team sheet. If he's fit, he's up there as important as Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah for Liverpool. For me personally, I think he is. Let me know in the comments, guys. But yeah, he is literally probably one of the first three names on the team sheet. Alexis McAllister, from a month ago to how he's playing now, unbelievable. The fight and the spirit that he put into the Aston Villa game was unbelievable. You saw it when he was who was he fighting with now? He was fighting with the Villa midfielders, the big guy. I can't remember, his name's eluded me. But you know, when he was winning free kicks in the box and he was like turning around to the Anfield Road and like screaming like yes! Like you felt that McAllister was back to his best. He's got the kind of, he's got that grit in the teeth now. He's got that will to win. He's got the fire back in the belly. That's what I'm looking for. McAllister's got the fire back in the belly, and his form as well. He's playing brilliant again. He's back to the McAllister of last year, in my opinion. And then the next guy, Dominic Szoboszlai. I mean, wow, this guy. He's been immense. He's been our best player this season, and it's so cliche because when we signed Florian Wirtz, I think pretty much all the fans was under the opinion that Liverpool would either play Szoboszlai or Wirtz. It was Szoboszlai who was at risk of losing his shirt because Gravenberch is a mainstay. McAllister is on his day unbelievable, and he's critical to how Liverpool play. And it was Szoboszlai that was at risk of losing that place. But oh my God, this guy has come back this season just a different player. And he was a good player last year, don't get me wrong. But this year, he just looks cool, he looks calm, he looks confident on the ball, he's got a swagger about him. He's got a presence, he's got an aura. Yeah, the guy, and he's a good looking guy as well. Yeah, he is immense. And Dominic Szoboszlai for me, which you just need to keep asking to go again because he's critical of everything that Liverpool does. He sets the press from midfield. He even sometimes sets the press pushing further than Ekitike. The guy's unbelievable, and the energy that this guy has is ridiculous. I say it all the time in all these shows, but yeah, if I had an ounce of his energy, I'd be buzzing with that. So for me, Dominic Szoboszlai stays in this team. He, again, similar to Gravenberch, he's one of the first names on the team sheet. Looking at the forward positions, on the right I'm going Mo Salah. I think he's in probably the best form he's been in this season. I think he had a good game against Villa. I think the goal he got against Brentford, albeit we lost the game, I think he's got a bit of confidence back in that. It was an unbelievable goal. And then the game in midweek, he just seemed to enjoy himself. There was times when he was kind of like killing the ball dead. He had 2 or 3 players around him, and his footwork to get out of those positions. I think him and Conor Bradley are building something as well. I think the link up between them two looked really, really good and really fluid on Tuesday night against Madrid. So for me, Mo Salah, I ain't dropping Mo Salah. I'm not listening to the noise about people dropping Mo Salah. He stays in this team because he's world class. End of. Up top, I doubt that Alexander Isak is going to be fit. I've seen him back in training. I don't know whether it's full training or just kind of bit part, but for me, we're not rushing that guy back because we've got an amazing striker in Hugo Ekitike. His goals have dried up a little bit. He's got a few games without a goal now, but his form is still up there. Similar to Szoboszlai, Ekitike's got like a bit of a swagger, a bit of confidence about him. So for me, I am absolutely fine with Ekitike starting for Liverpool, and I think that's his shirt. That is his shirt, and Isak has got to take it on. Similar to the left back situation with obviously Randy Robertson and Kirkes, I think for me, Isak has got to fight for that shirt. And why rush Alexander Isak back? He's a guy that has, over the past, not so much the past couple of years, but in previous years when he first came to the Premier League, he's had injury issues. So for me, I'm like, nope, Don't rush him back. You are too valuable to what Liverpool potentially could do at the back end of the season. So we go again with Ekitike. And on the left hand side, this is the one position for me which I think is up for grabs. And you're talking Florian Wirtz or Cody Gakpo. I'm going Florian Wirtz simply because I think Madrid are going to play a similar style to how I think City are going to play a similar style to how Madrid played, and therefore Florian Wirtz drifting in off that flank and just kind of making the defenders kind of question what he's doing, opening that space up for Andy Robertson to kind of drift into. I think Wirtz played an unbelievable game, and I think he's getting close to, I won't say his absolute best form, but he's getting close to the player that we all thought we were signing from Bayern Leverkusen in the summer. So I'm going Florian Wirtz again. So yeah, big game this weekend. Liverpool against Man City at the Etihad. And a couple of weeks ago, at the beginning this time last week, I'd have taken a point in this game. And maybe I still would, I don't know, but I think Liverpool can do a job on City. I really, really do. I think the confidence is oozing through the club, is oozing through the team right now, and I'm going for a 2-1 win. I think Ekitike gets back on the score sheet, and do you know what? I'm going to say Florian Wirtz opens his account for Liverpool by getting the winner at the Etihad. How's about that one, Reds? Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think your team would be, and also your score prediction for the game this weekend. Don't forget, guys, if you haven't done already, give us a subscribe, because it really, really helps the channel out, and it's much appreciated by yours truly, and give us a thumbs up if you like the video. I'll catch you in a bit.